Hey, what's up, guys? Let me just get we're doing audio too, so we're gonna start this on that side. All right, perfect. Well, me and Joyce figured it's been a while since many of you have heard our story. Some of you guys may have never heard it before. So we're gonna take this beautiful spring, almost summer day to kind of give you a little bit of our background and how we started this place and what we're all about and that kind of deal. It's also been a while since we've had a big get together at the gym. Last one maybe Christmas time this past year. So just talking it over. You excuse our little puppy over there causing a ruckus. That's Leo. Anyway, anything you want to say to the people before we get started with this, Joyce?
Hey family, it's been a moment. 2020 has been a long year so far.
2020 has been a long decade.
Well, there we go. It's been interesting. So, but we're rolling with it like always. That is what we have been from the beginning. Flexible, I like to say. Flexible.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, because rigidity is sometimes the cause of suffering. And being flexible, rolling with the punches and all, is probably the easier way to go. So 2020 has been a test for many of us, not just business owners, but literally everybody in the world has been tested in this 2020 year. And here we are again. And we feel like looking back a little bit and sharing that with you guys. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go down memory lane.
Yeah, a trip down memory lane. I kid. Joyce asked me how long is this going to be. I have no idea. It's either going to be like 15 minutes, we're going to cruise through the high points, or it's going to be like a 3-hour Joe Rogan podcast and video, which hopefully I have enough room on this camera for that. I guess we'll know. Anyway, wow, where to start? I mean, I guess key points over the years. Joyce and I started the gym in 2009. We started CrossFit Renaissance and our gym and our community basically from like my desire to create a gym atmosphere that I would want to train at. I trained at a lot of great gyms over the years, and bodybuilding gyms, powerlifting gyms, all that kind of stuff. And I found out I was getting a little bit of something I wanted from every place I was training at, but not everything I wanted out of a gym. And what I wanted out of a gym was, first of all, not just a gym. I always wanted a place that, I felt welcome and I wanted to be. And we talk about that, in all different ways. People call it their third space or, their home away from home, right? You have work, you have home, and the third space, right? That's what I like. That's what I wanted our gym to be, right? And in order to do that, we have to, foster an environment of inclusivity from all different types of people. From the get-go, that was kind of our flavor. You could come into our gym in 2009 and see a local business. I'm thinking back to our members when we first started, about 6-7 members, maybe 10 first month or two. In that group, I had neighborhood guys that you might want to walk past at night and check your pockets. Like, they were friends of mine from the neighborhood. Great guys, but maybe the look would freak you out a little bit. And in that same group, we'd have our, local, well-established business owners, friends and family, that kind of deal. And that's what I wanted it to be, that atmosphere where it didn't matter what your background was. It's just that you wanted to be there. You wanted to, improve your fitness, improve your health. That's why people come to the gym, right? But I wanted it to be a place that you want to come to. Because if you're not in an environment that you feel comfortable in, you're never going to reach those health and fitness goals. That's our primary purpose, is to help you guys with that. But over the years, it's developed too, and to be not to keep saying the same thing over and over, but you're home away from home, and that's super important to me because I found both flavors over the years with gyms. I'd find a place that was super serious about training. People were nice enough there, but it wasn't like a place where I was going to hang out outside of my workouts. And then I've been to other places that are a great place to hang out and talk, and you'd stay there for 3 hours, and you're like, wait a second, I think I was here to train and here to work out. So it was a bit of a balancing act in some of these places, and I wanted it to be everything. for everybody that was looking for it. You know, what do you remember from back in like 2009?
When we were opening,
Yeah.
writing, going to Green Rock to talk about our dreams. It was New Year's actually, and we went to Green Rock. They're
Green
still
Rock
open?
Tavern, yeah, of course they're open.
And
Lehigh Avenue.
there we were
Nicole.
we were discussing what we want our year to be like, and Bill was I want to teach people how to do this because he was into exercise, and actually I remember you taking me to Iron Spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was coaching me CrossFit at Iron Spot. I did Michael.
Yep.
Yeah, I
3
remember
rounds.
that.
First workout for her, guys.
Yeah,
3
I did
rounds,
Michael. What a walk.
800-meter run, 50. Did you do GHD sit-ups?
Yeah.
GHD sit-ups, God. And then what? Squats?
I ran.
Sit-ups, run 800 meters, 50 sit-ups, I think squats maybe.
Yeah.
I forget. Anyway, CrossFit Heroes workout. Not the smartest thing for you to do the first time you work out doing CrossFit, but she was my guinea pig back then.
Yeah. And he really has always been passionate about it, you know, his own journey. And he was at a point was like, I just want to do this for everybody. I just want to show people that this is possible. And then, you know, at that bar, we're like, sure. He's like, I think I want to open a gym. I think I want to have a CrossFit gym and help people. It's like, sure. So we literally wrote it on a napkin at the bar that night. And a dream was born, not knowing what we had gotten ourselves into at that point. But yeah, from that point on, it was, we need a building, we need this, we need that, we need all the steps necessary, and we've been building ever since.
Yeah, hard to believe it's over 11 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Our anniversary this year kind of came and went during COVID. We didn't get a chance to really talk about it too much, which is all good.
Yeah.
May 1st, right? So that was the beginning of it. Everything starts, you know, as a thought. Maybe it starts earlier than that, who knows? But it starts as a thought when we perceive it. And then I've always had Joyce in my background and pushing me to make my thoughts become real and things like that. That kind of thinking goes back a long time between me and Joyce, and she's always been the backbone of the business, supporting me. And some of you guys know Joyce really, really well, and some of you guys don't. You know, between different commitments that she's had over the last few years, you know, being at the gym sometimes more, sometimes less, but she's always there with me when I come home at night, and you know, bouncing ideas off of and things like that. And we go all the way back to 2009 when we started it, and Joyce and I have been together a little longer than that. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna get into the space of our first gym. Well, first off, Joyce and I lived at the gym.
Yeah, we moved in together from our own apartments.
Yeah. And lived. You can imagine a loft. Imagine the office at the gym now, if you're a current member, right? Imagine taking our office space and all of like the changing rooms, just put that on stilts and make it a loft. That was our apartment at the gym. No windows. No windows.
We had to cut what did they call it?
Skylight.
Yeah.
Skylight, but it wasn't a light really.
No, it was for emergency escapes.
Oh my God. That was if a fire happened. Imagine, yeah, it does.
It was pitch black. Our dog Brutus lost his hair. That is how
seasonal alopecia. I remember that.
Bad. There was no light in that little. We call it tree house. We lived on a tree house, and our dog lost hair because it was pitch black all the time. We kept the lights on all day, so we knew it was daytime. That's the only difference we could have in that little place. But we painted it all different, you know, colors, lime greens, lavenders, and so that it could be homey and colorful. And that's how we launched the gym and put everything we had in it, everything.
Literally.
We moved from both our apartments so we could save on rent. So we could afford the rent for the gym, which also doubled as a rent for our home. Until it went up in flames.
Oh yeah, there's that little portion there. Wow, this is really kind of cruising through the first year, right? Well, probably just about 10 months we were in the first location. I always say that when we put paint on the wall, it makes me nervous because we have a history over the years of when we put paint on our walls, we wind up moving or being forced out of the building. And the first building, we were actually forced out by a fire in the adjacent building. So that was in 2009 still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we weren't there quite yet. I think that was somewhere December. Late November, December, I think.
Yeah, it was early December.
Something like that.
Late December. Late December.
Yeah. We were getting ready to start or preparing for a class. At that time, I had a propane heater. I had to like click it. That's what it would sound like during class, and it'd stink like propane. That was our heat. Anyway, I started, and I smelled smoke. I thought it was the propane heaters smoking out. Blowing like the dust off, and wait, that's not it. I started looking through the cracks in the walls, like cinder block wall, and I started seeing smoke. I was like, whoa, and Joyce was upstairs, and I had to go up there and tell her, hey, we got to get out, there's a fire. We're grabbing whatever we can. Joyce is grabbing passports and computers and things like that, and I guess that was, man, we could go another hour on that one. That was a pretty crazy one.
I know, we barely got out. I remember I had a jacket that I grabbed on my way out. I had no shoes. I was cutting shoes, a laptop, dragging a charger. I was cutting some documents, like the passports and IDs and stuff like that on one hand. Like, I scooped up stuff, and by the time I got out the door, the entire gym floor was smoky.
Smoke.
And it was hard to see anything. And Bill was like, get low. I'm like, I can't get low. I got this stuff on me. And we just like run out. So we got out. And by the time we were getting out the door, we could hear the sirens coming at around the corner. And I hopped in a car, ran to Bill's mom's house. Wasn't so far from the gym. And I just remember barging into the house and dropping the things I had in my hands, just dropping them on the ground. And they're all looking at me. Bill's grandpa, Bill's mom and dad, they're all staring at me like something is terribly wrong because I have no shoes. It's winter. I'm not wearing a jacket. That is not normal for a Kenyan girl. Like, everything was just wrong, like the way I seemed. And his grandpa goes, he used to call me baby, like, hey, baby, what is happening? Like, he just knew it. And I just said, smell that? And he goes, yeah, we smell fire. That's the gym. And they all got up. I jumped back in the car and I ran back towards Bill because he stayed with the building. And that's where we were. We spent the rest of the night there with Red Cross and Salvation Army. They came to bring us blankets. Yep. They came to bring us hot tea, and they stayed almost all night while the firemen worked.
Amazing.
We stood across the building, watch our entire possessions go up. Like, everything we knew.
We lived there, right? So.
We had all our living stuff, our clothes, our furniture, our books, our everything. And then the entire gym on the bottom, everything. Our whole entire investment in there. And we stood across the street, shivering cold, just watching it all go. And the firemen working as hard as they could.
Yeah.
They got the flame, they figured it out. And we were not allowed back in that night. But we stayed. It was nice to have the Red Cross with us and the Salvation Army with us. And some neighbors came out. And yeah, that was one long night.
Yeah.
But that was the end of CFR in some version. But then the following morning we woke up and a rebirth of CFR happened. Walked through the space realizing we'd lost everything. And just looking at each other like, we got it. We can start over. and Bill literally packed some kettlebell and cleaned some mats. He was like power washing some mats because the smoke.
Yeah.
And then he moved to his grandpa's garage.
CFR Junior.
Yeah, CFR Junior was born instantly, and he could barely fit 6 people in that.
Yeah, you were like
in
on
that
the street.
Space. So members would come and some would work out inside, some would work out outside in the flipping winter. It was amazing. It
Found
was
some pictures of that somewhere.
Yeah, we have some pictures somewhere. Maybe
Weichel Street.
Dropbox.
Weichel and Tioga. That's where we were, jumping on boxes outside of my grandfather's garage.
Yeah, winter, dead winter,
Yeah.
like January something. Like by the time we get into the garage, it was like January 20 something, right?
Something like that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what we did. We started looking for a new space, and we found a small space across the street from where the gym is currently on Pickwick Street there. Like right across the street, the buildings over there, there's like garages and a little driveway. I'll show you if you guys come to the gym next time. You can see the door where we used to be. We moved in there, really small space. I think we had, if we had 10 mats of actual usable space, that's probably overselling it. That's probably about right. Probably about 10 mats, 10 4x6 mats, if you can imagine that. And we trained people in there. I bet you we had about 30 members at the time. And we just kind of kept moving forward with our kind of values always there, where we knew what we wanted to be. And it kind of didn't matter what space we were in or weren't in. That's why almost like going through all this COVID stuff is like, yeah, okay. It's. I'm not saying it's not stressful, but we've been through it before. We've been through all kinds of stuff before. We've had we've been out of our building before. Let's just put it that way, and found this small space across the street and made it work. And no ventilation really, just a garage door at the very end, and then basically it was like an oven cooking the rest of it in the middle of the summertime. So when you think it's hot, training at the gym now with two big doors open, with the fan moving and all the fans, imagine how it would be with just one door at the very end, and it cooking us like an oven. It was tough training in there, but we did it. I guess that was what, 2010 to like 11 and a half. Like,
Oh, you know what we skipped?
what's that?
Raymond.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so in the middle of losing the building and the flames going up, we're pregnant. We just don't know it yet. We're in the middle of looking for a house too. Oh man. We were planning our wedding. We had a date. It was July. Our wedding was meant for June. Our wedding was for June something. And so we're planning a wedding. We're looking for a fast house, and then our gym goes up in flames.
Yeah, why not?
And then Raymond is apparently conceived at that time,
Right?
Because Valentine's, I find out that we're pregnant, and I'm like, sure, homeless, no gym, no work, no home. Like, yeah, why not?
Why not add that to the mix?
Sure, why not? So there we were. I would sometimes stay at my aunt's house in Delaware. Bill would stay with his parents' at his parents' house for a few. Like, we lived like that until we were able to close on our house.
Crazy.
When we closed on our house, April 1. So end of January all the way through April, we were house hopping, homeless and pregnant. Yeah, that
Running
was
a gym however we possibly could.
Yeah, running a gym on like the parks and the garage, and looking for a building to move into while looking for a home. Yeah, sure. we just had everything rolling.
Yeah, we did.
And there we were, just rolling with it, because why not? What else are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, so I guess that took us through 2010, 2011-ish.
So we stayed in that small area. We expanded within. Okay, we painted. This is what happens.
Curse.
Yeah, so we painted. We're like, okay, we're cool here. We're settled. Everything. We got members. Every new people are coming in. We're like, great. We're growing. We're doing good now. We're settled. And then we decided, hey, let's put our paint up. So we did our colors up on the wall. And then we go, oh no, we can't fit the people in here, so we need to expand. Well, the landlord has to knock off a wall and turn it into a bigger gym and da-da-da-da-da. So there we are, like, working with it. this new space comes with an office, which allowed me to be able to breastfeed Raymond and have a place where he can take a nap. Because up to that point, we lived in a car. Like, we drive our car and I would drive so close into the gym, and then I'd have Raymond sleeping in there with the windows open while we were in the gym space. So the office became our home at the gym for the baby. So we did that for what, 4 months, 5 months?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then come November, we're like, oh, we're moving because we got a bigger space. We knew we were expanding because we were adding members every day. So we got the space across the street. It opened up. So there we were. We moved over there. We didn't have enough mats to fit half the space.
Yeah, they were just kind of strewn about.
Yeah, we didn't have enough money to paint. We could not do a whole lot of things, but we started.
Yeah, we just happened to find
End of
here
2011.
the space was open, and
Yeah.
came over to where the current gym is at now, or where the building is. We're not quite open yet if you're watching this right when we're posting it. With COVID kind of finishing up, hopefully, at least the restrictions. Anyway, then we moved into the current building. Like Joyce said, not really prepared to be in that big of a space, but it was too good of an opportunity to pass up. And so we took it, knowing that we would expand into that space as we grew, and more members and all that kind of stuff. It was no question at this point we were in it for the long term, right? This wasn't a casual thing. We'd already been through a bunch already, and like it brings up something Joyce and I were talking about today, a notion of something called sunk cost, where you think about like all the stuff you've invested into a project or a business, and that legitimizing you sticking with it. It's not if you know what that term is, that's not this for us. This is our life's passion, is helping people. Again, it comes in the form of helping initially for most of us, and helping with your fitness, helping you lose 20 pounds, whatever it is. And then as you make this type of training and type of caring for yourself part of your lifestyle, it becomes bigger than that. I mean, I know if you're watching this video, I'm preaching to the choir, but it's so important to me, to Joyce, that we have risked everything so many times for this place. And that's not a pat on my back or Joyce's back. It's just like kind of giving you an insight on how important you guys are to us, and all the people that are going to come through our doors at some point in the future. We really believe in the power of taking control of something in your life and making positive changes. And I've been around a lot of different people that help people, and there's so many different ways to do it. Joyce is now finishing up, or she's in the middle of her schooling for a spiritual life coach. She has certifications, all that kind of stuff. So there's all different ways to help people. She certainly does that with people, does that with me. But when I see people take control of their fitness, and make them jack your heart rate up a few times a week, and sweat with a bunch of friends, and where you feel a really safe environment where you can be yourself, there's something about that. There's something about going through hard stuff together, even if it's just workouts. I say just workouts, not to demean it, not to like give it less value or weight, because I think I've seen how heavily influential that can be for people in their lives, and then how many families we've had come through the gym over the years. How
many babies we've raised in a baby cage.
Yeah.
Remember when that was spelled?
Baby cage.
It is. I called it what it was.
It doesn't ever contain them anyway.
It's a cage. And the reason why it was built, because I needed it. We had Raymond, and that kid moves. I could barely get to like halfway through the floor before he was crawling his little knees out. Like, I couldn't go far without him following me. And then Violet came. I was like, I can't do this. And so I asked Bob Bergen. Yeah, Yeah, Bob built the thing.
Bob built half the gym.
Yeah, I asked him, I said, look, I need a place where I can stick these babies in and they don't get out. The only way out is if they climb. You know, I was thinking by the time they're 4 or 5 out there, I bought myself enough time, you know. So there we were, Bob built it. And he asked me like 3 times, are you sure you don't want a door? No, Bob.
Trap them in there.
Don't want a door. If we can build like an electric fence on top of it, that works perfectly. But that's how we started. That little cage you see, that playpen, you know, Joe Fisher's like, oh, I say you built a playpen. I'm like, no, Fisher, it's a cage. Just call it what it is. It's no door. No, they don't get out. You put them in
Like,
there, they do not get out.
Baby Thunderdome. Two babies enter, one baby leads, right?
Yeah, and that cage has raised and held so many babies.
So many.
Not just 2 of mine, but so many babies have gone through that. Natalia, Lucia, Sophia.
I mean, we
couldn't
possibly name them all.
even count. There's so many babies have gone through that little cage.
So many.
When they could not climb out.
Yeah.
We had Emmy. We had them, you know, we bought them the tunnels and they would crawl in there. It was fantastic. They had a wonderful childhood.
It still is for all the little ones coming up in there now.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, that's the kind of stuff that, like, whenever there's some hardship to endure as, you know, owners of the business or whatever, like, just to be, you know, completely frank without trying to figure out another way to say that. Whenever there's some hardship to endure, whether it's like financial stuff or it's the space or it's, you know, coronavirus now, you know, right, obviously if you're watching this right now, the kind of controversy around Greg Glassman's comments, the kind of reprehensible comments, reprehensible comments that he put out, you know, it is not phasing us as far as like, can we endure that for not just the business, but for what, and really not for the business, like for what it means for us to still be here in a year, in 10 years, in 20 years, to still be around to help raise the next family that's going to come in, you know, like, or, you know, help in a place that foster that. I've seen some of the kids go from, you know, toddlers to college. Like, we have a couple kids that are in that range, right? Little ones that have gone from little babies, you know, like my son's age, 7, 8 years old, and now they're, you know, 20, you know, what would that make them? It's 11 years. So do the math, right? So we got kids that are entering college now that we saw them essentially as little babies running around as toddlers. That aspect of it, that family atmosphere of, you know, seeing people's whole family and their dogs and everything else and all that good stuff. It's too important to let
one man's view.
Well, especially
One
this,
month.
especially this, right?
To
But
take away.
yeah, and then or anything, right? That's why, you know, we try to stay rooted in our vision, in our mission for this stuff. And I tell when I'm bringing our coaches on, you know, what's important to me for someone that works at the gym, whether it's a coach or in a managerial situation, me and Joyce, is, man, it is not how you can coach the second pull of the snatch. I bet you some of you guys don't even know what the hell that means, but you know, most of you do. But it's not about that. It's about how much you care for the people you're coaching. That's what I value the most in people that work for us, and how much you care about them as a person, and not just their goals. That's obviously important at a gym. You know, they can help people lose some weight and, you know, get stronger. Yeah, sure. You know, we've been around this for a long time. I've been, you know, training people for, you know, hey, it's weird to admit it, that now almost 20 years. But it's not about the expertise and the knowledge, especially when I'm bringing new coaches on. I have them hit the prerequisites to keep everybody safe and that kind of deal. And it's about how much they care about people and how much they can, you know, foster our vision for this gym. It's funny. To Joyce, maybe it's not funny. She'll constantly tell me, can we write this mission statement? Can we write this vision statement? and something I never write it down. Like it's always in my mind, and I know that our actions are doing it all the time, and I know.
And it's true. Our actions have been, and they're important. Our actions have always been a demonstration of our purpose. But it's also good to have it written, to have it accessible to everyone, and also ourselves to remember all the time, to be reminded as to why or what our purpose is, what our true life mission is here. Because sometimes, I can't lie, sometimes things are so thick, and it can be easy to forget. It can, the weight can be heavy on our shoulders, and sometimes you just feel like, what am I doing? But having that vision brings us home. Yeah. Having those memories that, they're key memories in every experience that will bring us back, where you'll be like, this is why I wake up. I wake up, because of that person. This is why I wake up and I show up no matter what. So having that vision out, I think, is going to be beneficial, not just for us, but for all our coaches, but for everyone else in our family, community, so that they can really see who they are and what they bring in the community themselves. Because it's not just about us. It's not about what we want to bring, or what we want to create, or what we want to bath and bring up in our space. No, it's about how our people show up too, and we are the demonstration of how we hope and intend for everybody to show up. And this is why and I come from Africa, where we're like, any mother is any mother, like you don't have one mother. So I was raised in this inclusive community where any mother could punish me if I was being bad. I couldn't be bad because my mom wasn't there. And that's what I wanted for environment too. Like, everybody can belong. Everybody can be welcomed. And we are going to be that demonstration so that our members get to see it and be it. And that's how it's always been. That is how it's always been. So, yeah, I'm glad that finally it's written. Yeah, finally it's put into words. But yeah, we've been a true demonstration of that purpose statement forever.
We hope so. We do our best with it.
Yeah.
Obviously, furthest thing from perfect, right? But we try to do our best with it, to foster it, to live it, to all that stuff. It's important. All the stuff we just talked through. We can kind of get back to maybe the timeline of the gym, if that's important at all. I think it's probably more important that we talk about that kind of stuff, what we just did. But the gym, it's had so many different groups of people come through over the years. Some are still around for 9 years, almost 10 years now. But that's what's so interesting to me about our gym, is that no matter the groups of people that we've had over the years, the sentiment always feels the same, that we're all there for each other. I know during the crises that we're going through now, whether it's COVID, whether it's bringing the awareness to the forefront of the collective consciousness of identifying and hopefully rectifying racism in this country, and actually be willing to learn. I think that there couldn't be a better place, a better community than what we're trying to create, and what hopefully we have created at the gym over the years, to allow us, a place, a safe place. Like it's a term that's thrown around a lot, of a safe space. But before that term was in the common vernacular, that's what our gym has always been. It's, I always say, like, only the weird will survive, right? Yeah. It's our little joke, but it's not a joke. Like, it's, whatever your version is, whatever your version of showing up as a person, so long as it's, in the flavor that we're trying to foster, and you're cool.
Loving kindness.
And, I'm cool with you, you're cool with me, and we're all doing the same stuff together. That's kind of what we're about. obviously, but it's one of them things where we wanted to sit down and just talk about it a little bit. And for some of you guys that maybe didn't hear the backstory, that's probably all the major backstory stuff. So it's not like nothing has happened since 2012 and for the last 8 years. But that's the original backstory that I feel like I haven't told that story in a little while. Told the story of the original gym and the original space, and people hearing weight slamming and wondering what is that kind of thing. Before people knew what CrossFit was really.
Moving to Philly 20 days before Violet was born. Oh my God, that was amazing. The gym, do you remember how many people showed up on a Sunday morning? They drove to Delaware because that's where our house was. They drove to Delaware and packed us up. I was way too pregnant, and people showed up, packed us up, put up in the trucks, and drove us back to Philly and unpacked us. Like we literally had one our coach's team. I know, maybe, I don't know, some of you might have met Tim.
4 or 5 people maybe left that know Tim.
Yeah. Tim was unpacking my glasses while I sat down because my feet were swollen. I was beyond exhausted that day.
2012, right?
Yeah, 2012. And Tim was like, where do you want wine glasses? And I was just looking at him unpacking my kitchen for me. And I'm like, I don't know how this happens, but I am grateful to have this big of a family to call my family, to know that I can lean on them, to know that they will show up for me. And you wonder why I would wake up any hour of the day to show up for anyone.
Too easy.
Because over the years, we did it. They've done it for us. Our gym, it's not just a gym. It's not just a community. It truly is a family to us.
Yeah, always has been. And, I hope that everybody feels like that all the time. That's really, really important to me, that everybody feels like this is their place. It's not my place. It's not Joyce's place. It's our place, and it is a family.
Yeah.
And in families, people have different opinions. People have like different points of view and things like that. All that stuff will be tolerated so long as it's in the flavor of inclusiveness, right? It has to follow those rules. Like you can have a different view to me. That's fine with me. Always has been. So long as what you're putting out there is not infringing upon other people. And that's pretty straightforward. Isn't that crazy that we have to say that nowadays?
Human decency.
Yeah, that we have to say, like, hey, be a decent human being, to me, to each other. But man, I guess we have to say that, and I guess it's fine. And so there it is. We'll say it. What are we about? Being decent to each other, man.
Yeah, like, one of our saying, or what we also rely on is, the kids here. Basically, these kids are watching us. They're watching not just Bill and I, but they're watching every person in that gym. So act like the kids around, looking up to you, because they get to pick up on all of that. They get to see it. They got to hear it. So that's the goal. Yeah. Walk and talk like children are watching you, because they get to grow up and they get to have been influenced by your actions, by your words, by your way of being. Yeah, so be decent, so we can actually raise decent little humans.
And it's really remarkable.
Together.
Remarkable, yeah, for sure. It's really remarkable that over 11 years now, like, I know how long we've been around, but over 11 years, like, I guess I can count on my hand the number of times that we've had any discord in the gym. It's happened here and there.
Very little. Oh,
very little.
Goodness.
To have so many different types of people come through our doors.
Yes. Our diversification is amazingly beautiful.
To have, like, we don't have to go through the list, but fine, like creeds, religions, colors, come on, name it, right? We go through the list here, and people get along. People, talk to each other. People hang out with each other, and it's not trivial, man. It's not trivial. We need more spaces like this. And I don't think that's tooting my own horn, honestly, because it's not me that does it. It's you guys. It's you guys that come in and are members of our gym and have been members before, and If you're watching this as someone who's not a member of the gym, hopefully come see us at some point and be a part of this, because you will feel that when you come in. You will feel that, that it's like, oh, I can be myself here. And it's really remarkable. And I hope that if you're not a member, you can come and see us, come experience it, come hang out with us, come to one of our social functions, whatever it is.
And then to add to that, come contribute to the experience.
Sure.
Yeah, because that's what we're calling up in everyone too, that we've been lucky enough to be the demonstration of, loving kindness, family, welcoming environment, open, be yourself. But at the same time, if our members chose not to be a demonstration of that, then their contribution to the collective experience would be different. So I'm also grateful for that each person chooses how they show up, and they've been a positive contribution to our collective experience. So if you do want to join the community, I am asking you, and I'm putting it on you too, that come and contribute to the experience. Yeah, bring in your flavor. We're looking for it.
I hope so too. I hope I know our family will continue to grow. I guess Joyce said to put out all are welcome. I mean, yeah, so long as you can jive with what we're doing. So long as you can be the type of person that can be tolerant of other people who don't have your ideas and be cool with it. I mean, God, it's not even a topic that comes up a lot at our gym. I mean, it's so crazy that, in 2020, right? I mean, I guess there's a possibility you're not watching this in 2020. Not likely. This videos get buried in the internet most of the time. But, in 2020, what we're going through is such divisiveness. Like, you're on this side, I'm on that side. You got this view, I got that view. It's not like it's new, but it's so palpable now. It's all or nothing. You're not going to experience that with us. I mean, at least in my opinion. And I hope to continue to foster that kind of environment for people. Like I said, as of right now, there's physical space. The gym is not open, looking like it's going to be soon. We're talking right now. It's June 7th, 2020. But man, we are looking forward to seeing everybody again, and getting down there and just feeling that family. We'll have to see when we're allowed to hug each other again. I'm not sure when that's going to be sanctioned, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm looking at my camera here. We're about 42 minutes in.
Wow.
And I feel like we just got started. So maybe we got to pick this up another time. Maybe we just talked for 45 minutes or something and didn't say a whole lot. I have no idea. I want to thank Joyce for sitting here with me. Joyce is a very methodical and thought out person. I am the type of person to just put a camera on and just talk for obviously 45 minutes. So I want to thank her for the courage to sit down and do it with me.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's not her style. Maybe it's not your style to listen to me and Joyce ramble on for 40 something minutes, and that's cool too. But I've been learning new terms on the internet, but probably not new. TLDR, too long didn't read. So that's like when there's a big post, I'm going to put at the very bottom, TLDR, too long didn't read. The TLDR for this, so I can tell you to just fast forward, is, if you want to be at our place, we want you to be there. We want to foster and continue to foster a family environment. And what that means is that when you come into our gym, when you come in and interact with us,
and anybody else,
we're going to make sure that this is a place that you feel comfortable, especially if that's what you're looking for. A place that you can feel comfortable, a place where you can achieve your fitness goals and stuff like that, but a place that you want to be for a really, really long time. For our current members, to my current members, we love you guys so much, and thanks for enduring, the COVID crisis with us. We're almost out of it, guys. As far as the gym being open. For the current crisis of the damn day, it seems like, not to trivialize it, but this current crisis of Greg Glassman thanks for bearing with us as we take some time to see where we're going with it. Our intention is to be here for you guys for a really, really long time. Where our affiliation with the brand of CrossFit goes, I don't know yet, to be quite honest with you.
And it doesn't matter,
And it doesn't
to be
matter.
quite honest, because we stand on our own values. We stand on our own foundation that we've built over all these years and the experiences we've created over this time. So it doesn't really matter whether we're CrossFit or not.
No.
We do not agree. We do not agree at all with his remarks. But to say, but we cannot, because if we just jump to conclusions and decisions, yeah, we could make things worse, and the dream of being here for you guys for another 10 years might not be so feasible at that point. So we need, like Bill says, I am calm-headed. I take my time. I do not like to be influenced so quickly. I need to make sure that there's a plan laid out, and that when we get out of this, whether when we get entangled with CrossFit or whatever it happens, we don't know. Right now we are working through the process of making a decision. So that being said, it doesn't matter whether we're CrossFit something or we are whatever we are. In the at the end, who we are is who we are, and that's what we're asking you to come into this environment, bringing that and understanding that we are who we are, no matter what we are called, no matter who we've been with over these years. It doesn't matter. We've been a CrossFit gym, but we've been us. We've not been them.
Right.
Right. We've been us this whole time. So we're not going to change that now just because somebody had his own ideas and opinions. So I cannot emphasize enough on how that should not be something that influence a decision so hectic that we could cause problems down the road. But that being said, I am looking forward to continuing being me, and I hope you continue to be you, because bringing your best self, which is you, your true self, to our space is what makes it so special. And we love you. We love you. We love who you are, the way you are. So.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna end it out. If you watched some of this, or if you watched all of it and didn't fall asleep, thanks. It is hopefully a little trip down memory lane for sure, and just some honest dialogue of kind of where we're at with things, and really grateful for you guys that are currently members. And if you're watching this at all, I'm grateful for you just hanging out with us, and maybe we'll see you and meet for the first time at some point, and that'll be really, really awesome. We're gonna love each other even though you don't know it already.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We will see you soon. And there we go, cued by a motorcycle. All right, have a good one, guys.